important, I guess, do you feel like it is just to make sure you're like having fun out there? Because like I went through a nasty slump last year and I found myself driving to the course literally dreading it. And naturally, I played pretty.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, like the first lesson in my book is have an attitude of gratitude. And, I wasn't living that value. And I had kind of hit a burnout. I did that when I quit college golf. So I know a lot of players kind of can get in that when you're slumping a little bit or you feel like you've plateaued or you just don't really know what to do. Like any advice you give to the player out there that's listening and like, man, I just don't know how to get it back.
Yeah. You got to take a long look in the mirror, man. You got to figure out why it is you're playing and
Hmm.
what is the end goal? Because so many, especially dudes, right? Dudes are really bad about this. I've talked with a lot of college golfers, right? Hundreds, if not thousands. Almost all of them have told me they want to be tour level players.
Hmm.
Okay, fine. Like, is that actually true or not? I mean, we may not just be talking to, elite college players right now. It could be anybody. But you got to figure out what you want out of the game, and you have to be real honest with yourself about that. Because the pathway forward to becoming a great player is rearranging your entire life so that is a goal that's attainable, right? So oftentimes when you're not getting the most out of your game, you really need to start looking at your life first. You got to go through your lifestyle, figure out what's prohibiting you from getting to where you want to go. That's
Hmm.
number one. And if you're not willing to make that sacrifice to turn away from the things that are holding you back, you just got to let that elite level golf idea, you got to let that go. Like it's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. The
Hmm.
numbers are against you. The competition's too good. There's too many human beings out there who are willing to do everything that it takes. And so it's just not going to be for you if you're not willing to arrange your life that way. And
Hmm.
people get upset with me when I say that, right? And they don't want to
Yeah.
hear that stuff. But unfortunately for them, I just have been around so many really good players that didn't even have a chance of making it. Even though on paper you're like, you're a four-time All-American in college. How come you can't be a tour player? And from
Hmm.
my perspective, it's like you had no chance. I could see
Yeah.
it.
Well, I mean, in your book, you talked about 3% of high schoolers reach NCAA and one in 16,486 got on the PGA Tour. That's
Yeah, it's
wild.
actually it's actually worse than that. Like that
Oh,
was a
that was a
it,
couple years ago.
so if you were born in the US, the number is 1 in 51,000 males.
Wow.
It's actually way harder for women. It's over 100 it's over 1 in 100,000 for women's because the international presence is so heavy. But if
Uh-huh.
you're a US player, it's 1 in 51,000. So that's 0.00008. That's four zeros and an 8.
Man, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a really crazy number. I don't know if I've heard of one like does that you feel like do you share obviously you shared it in the book. Is that something you when you like coach players or work with players, do you just like make sure they know that kind of right out of the gates to make sure their work ethic needs to align with their goals?
Yeah, of course. That's the first
Mm.
thing. It's 100% the first thing. And I also tell players that I would bet against you. If I mean if it was up to
The
that,
odds are definitely
betting
not in your
against
favor.
right? And so hopefully that will inspire you to do what it takes. But
Uh-huh.
I'm not betting on you for sure. I just have known too many. I've been a guy that's put in all the time and all the effort, didn't make
Hmm.
it. Um, in my circle of people that I've played a lot of golf with and been around a lot, only one guy has made it, and he was a
Wow.
D2 player. Um, yeah, it's like look, you could be in a circle where you know a bunch of tour players and you're like, well, I know all these tour players, but like most people don't have that. The
Hmm.
majority of people don't know any, of course, and it's like you probably won't ever come across one, and you probably won't play or work with one.
Hmm.
You have got to be an outlier if that's your goal, right? And that is my whole, that's my purpose in coaching is that I want to deliver high level coaching to people that don't know what to do
Hmm.
for sure, because that was me.
Yeah, I like your book too so much because it does feel like a personal development journey as well. Like there's so much stuff that correlates. Like you said, even when I asked you about golf, you said, "Well, you got to look at your life first." Like that's a great perspective, and I think people don't. They think like I had a guest. She's like, "You only have one mind. It's the same mind that's off the course
Oh
that's
yeah.
on the course." And so I think the ability to understand that and have them both aligned for your goals and looking at your life. I just love that part of your book. And I was thinking, I'm far from a college golfer, but that just really felt like something that I hope people can understand and relate to is like look at your life as well and how are you being outside the course that might be hurting you on the course.